I'm Blaine and I'm a senior, and I just want to add on to what Alyssa was saying. Just because you are a homosexual does not mean you are not religious and you don't have a relationship with God. As a pansexual woman, I have a wonderful relationship with God. I do not really, go into religion or the Bible because I kind of think it's BS, but I do have a perfect relationship with my God, and I have spiritual views, but I'm a proudly pansexual, and I just think that religion shouldn't be a factor in who you want to love or who you want to get married to, because everyone wants to be loved. Everyone wants to have that, companionship with that person, and they want it, to be equally right, how everyone is. So I kind of just wanted to, add that.
Okay, I've definitely heard this many times outside of this debate, but I've also heard it a few times in this debate already, so I'm just going to bring this up. Under the First Amendment of the Constitution, not only can we not make any laws that prohibit a certain religion, we also can't make any laws that endorse a certain religion. And saying we can't do gay marriage, I have heard so many times, it's because it's a religious thing. It's because it has to do with God. No, it doesn't. It is a commitment that someone makes. If you make a commitment to someone and you say, I'm going to be in a long-term relationship with you, why can you not get married? Why can you not say, I want to go to the Justice of the Peace and get a marriage license? Why should we prohibit that? Especially since we shouldn't even be bringing up religion in this debate if we truly want to stay as a junior state of America, not a junior state of somewhere else. So I don't think we should really be bringing up religion, because the First Amendment keeps us from helping religion or hurting religion, and in this case you are using religion to help your case.
I've been hearing a couple things throughout this debate. One of the main things that I've been hearing from both sides, I've heard it from Crest, I think I've heard it probably outside or somewhere else, but the fact that marriage comes with, marriage comes with a few different things, more that of a civil union, but mostly what people don't like about marriage is the fact that it is marriage. It is a title. I want to be, if I was gay and I wanted to go over and say, oh, this is my husband, you know what I mean? I'm not gay, I have a girlfriend, but I have no problem with gay people. I really don't care. At the same time, if, all these lesbians and, all these homosexuals are saying, it's not that we want the marriage because of the rights, we want the marriage because it's marriage. I say, F the police, I'm just going to say, call this person whatever I want to call this person. Yeah, maybe you're losing the battle in the sense of, the man didn't let me call this person my husband on paper. So, call him in real life. Now at the same time, for all those people that are saying, well, I don't want you to call it, a marriage because that's gross, that's out of my religion. You guys have to go through the government to get a marriage license. You don't have to get married in church. You don't have to go. There's other ways of being married where, how do you think atheists do it? Atheists don't believe in God, but they can still get married. It's not a religious thing necessarily. So the point of it is, are we saying that if we're going to make this a thing that's not religious because atheists can do it, why can't homosexuals do it? Then why don't we have a separation of church and state? That's what the Federalists of this country did when they made the United States Constitution. They said there's a separation of church and there's a separation of state. So anybody that doesn't necessarily believe in God can get married. So stop bringing up religion. If homosexuals want to get married, let them do it through the state. It's just a title.
All right, I'm Shaun, I'm a junior. I'd like to start off by saying that marriage is hardly a religious thing anymore. This is basically just a matter of love. And you may believe in Christ, you may believe in Allah, you may believe in Buddha, it doesn't matter. I believe in humanity and I believe in love. And I believe that love should be allowed regardless of race, of social class, of gender, of anything. The government in no way, shape, or form has the right to restrict love to any human being of America.
My name is Cehara, I'm a junior. I'm not a homophobe, I have nothing against gays. In my religion, homosexuality is a sin, and I stand by that. However, if homosexuals want the title of marriage, then by all means go ahead. If that's not affecting me, then I don't care. Anyways, back to what was your name again? Joseph, back to what you said. You were like, they shouldn't because it's separation of church and state. Exactly. You just counteracted your argument. It's a separation of church and state, and religion has nothing to do with state. So yeah, that's it.
I'm Chad, I'm a junior, and when I listen to everyone talk here, I think what it really comes down to is perspective, really. Because it seems like people who are against gay marriage have the perspective that it's an institution of religion. But the people, what I believe, is that it's not an institution just of religion, but it's an institution of love. And we should not, if we deny people rights that are given to others, that's inequality, and that's basically simply un-American.
Zeshawn Abid, 12th grade. Alright, now everyone's talking about being unconstitutional, everyone's talking about religion, and everyone's talking about love. I'm going to touch up on all three of those, starting with the Constitution. There's two things I want to go over. One is freedom of association. Freedom of association, everyone is allowed to have consensual relationships as long as, basically privately, like if I hate them, I can go ahead and fall in love with them, and no one can tell me not to do it, right? Because I'm not going to bother anyone, it's my own personal business. There you go, freedom. Everyone has that, right? Everyone has that right? Okay. Now we go on to the Human Rights Bill, where America says that we must respect the diversity and the rules of every single faith. Well, the main faiths. And now we're touching up on religion. The reason why it hasn't been passed yet is because this counter-argument. One says that we must respect the faith, one says that everyone is equal. Now that we all agreed that consensual relationships makes everyone equal, therefore, in religion, this is being tied into the Human Rights Bill, it must be okay to not let them get married. I personally think that they should get married, but when it comes down to religion, people have this feisty head and they just don't want it to happen. But I agree with them. That's why I have to par on their side. Okay, now let's touch up on love. Everyone's talking about love. I do not think love is an appropriate argument in this debate. Why? Because there are people who believe in polygamy. That means brother, brother, sister, sister getting married. That is love. They like each other. Why can't they walk around, hold hands, and say, we're married? Do you guys think that's right? Now a bunch of people's faces go all weird and awkward now. We're talking about love. What happened? Thank you.
Okay, hi, I'm Korina, I'm a senior, and I think regardless of your religious view or of whatever you believe about gay marriage, whether it disgusts you or whether you're for it, it's none of your business if someone else gets married. Because if someone gets in a gay marriage, you're not the one getting in the gay marriage. It's not part of your life, it doesn't affect you. Unless, obviously, if it's your son or daughter getting married, but you should be happy that they're in love and they're getting their freedom and their rights. Also, what was I gonna say? So yeah, so it doesn't affect you, and also, what? Oh, also, more states allow for first cousins to get married than they allow gay marriage. So I find that ridiculous because that is actually incest. Like, you would rather see your first cousins get married than a man and a man get married, or a woman and a woman get married. So that's clear enough.
Fathers define marriage as a union between a man and a woman. Well, these guys are the same founding fathers who decided that women aren't active enough to vote. These guys are the same founding fathers who decided that black people are slaves and underneath the white man. So you can't use the founding fathers as a basis of this, okay? I hear a lot of people saying that marriage is defined as a man and a woman. Well, who's defining it? Who's defining the marriage? Is it God defining the marriage? Well, what if they don't believe in God? Is it the government defining the marriage? Well, that's not freedom to live how you want, because the government's deciding what marriage is. You are the only one who can define marriage, and the government has no right to strip you of that. I have no right to strip you of that. No one has any right to strip you of that, and that's why I'm pro-gay marriage.
My only
only refutation to your argument, good sir, is that you don't want to argue with me about what the Founding Fathers said, all right? Cool.
I want to point out that, I want to point out that more people, like, or I don't want to say more, but some people in some states are allowed to get married to inanimate objects. People can get married to cars, they can get married to whatever. It's true. They can get married to inanimate objects, something that's not even a species. So people can get married that aren't even their same species. So why can't two, humans get married?
Yeah.
Quick question. What state allows that? Wait, which state allows that?
Someone look it up. I'll Google it. I don't know what state, but I know.
Okay. Listen up. I don't care whose religion. I don't care. Okay, I'm religious. I'm straight. You're gay. You're religious. That's great. I don't care about religion. I don't care about what's right or wrong. I don't really care about all these things. What I care is about individual rights. When are my rights being infringed on? When do your rights infringe on my rights? Okay, you said that the Bible says not to steal, blah, blah, blah. But people still steal. Yeah, but they don't have the right to steal. They just do it anyways. That's not the same thing. We're not giving them the right to steal. We're not taking away their rights for stealing. We're punishing them for stealing, but we're not going to, take away, we're not giving them the right to steal. I don't care about the ethics behind it. I really don't. It's not about my religion or your religion, or it's not about what I believe or you believe. It's about the fact that my pastor for my Protestant church, who may not want to marry two homosexuals, will have his rights infringed on and be forced to marry two homosexuals because the government legalizes this. It's wrong. It's wrong to infringe on the rights of one person from one religion and prevent him from following what his religion demands of him. This isn't judging you. This isn't saying that what you're doing is wrong. This isn't looking down on you. This is simply simply trying to keep you from forcing my hand into doing something that I don't want to do, that my religion tells me not to do. Thank you.
There's a misinformation. No, by the First Amendment, a religion can do whatever it wants. It can say we will not marry gay people. It can say we will not marry black people. It can say we will only marry gay people. That is a red herring you're using that is completely false and untrue. Legalizing the contract from the state for gay marriage will impact the church in no way. Because of freedom of religion, a church can set their own rules. They don't have to marry anybody if they don't want to. And would anybody address what I first brought up? The marriage license from the state has no emotions or meaning of any kind. It's a community property license, cold and sterile. So would somebody bring up how it doesn't violate equality under the law to deny a group of people a contract from the state?
Do you have a reply to that? No. Does anyone have a reply to that?
Okay, first of all, for homosexuals to get married under the sense, there is a cold contract for it. It's called a civil union. So, it kind of does already exist. And as for the whole churches being forced to marry or not being forced to marry, we have seen it in history. When interracial marriages were legalized, like I said, a church was sued for its tax immunity. If a church gets sued for its tax immunity, it does not have the income to support property taxes, etc. That's why a church is being forced to do this. And you know what? It may be against the Constitution, but these are two individual rights of two individual groups being challenged. And last time, the Supreme Court decided on interracial marriages. This time, it may or may not decide on homosexual marriages. Who knows?
Separate but equal, right?
Separate but equal.
Separate but equal.